Hello and welcome to this edition of Stocks Outlook with me. Now, today's video is on Ambuja Cement's Adani Group company. Now, before I go ahead with this, last week I had made a video on ACC, which is also Adani Group stock. So, if the link to that video is also in the description box, you can check it out if you haven't till now. Now, Ambuja Cement, I said, an Adani stock is group company has an installed capacity of 31 million tons. It has six integrated steel cement plants and eight grinding plants in the country. Region wise, its revenue: Northwest India 20%, North India 35%, East of India 21%, and Southwest of India is 24%. In the By the year 2028, the company plans to double its capacity. However, it should be noted that in the last 5 years, it has a very poor sales growth of only 5%. With a market cap of 1,65,000 crores, a return of net equity is right now at 10.3%, which is also quite low for the last 5 year point of view. The dividend payout is a healthy 25.5%, trailing 12-month PEG ratio at zero point 0.5 with a very high Pietrowski score of 8. Promoter holding is 70.33%, which has gone up in the last quarter by 1.5%. FII is 9.9%, which has come down. Domestic institutions 12.73%, which has also come down, while the public holds a very small 6.85% in the stock. Now let's dive into the charts and try to analyze what lies ahead for Ambuja Cement. So I've done a multi-time frame Ichimoku analysis here. Now in the quarterly chart, since it's listing of data which we have from October 2008, we can see one splendid rally all the way till uh, uh, 2017 end, and then a 2 year decline. Now, among the few large caps which saw major declines, yes, the COVID fall was definitely there, a decline of around 62% of this entire move, which took place in it. And then again, we can see a little bit of volatility between July 21 till April 23, where March 23, sorry, where some stock did a lot of volatility, and after that we've seen a super duper takeoff in the stock. In between, the Adani Group was also uh, questioned on a lot of matters by global media, etc., investigating them, but that they have come out very clear from that. So in the quarterly charts, we can see that the support is quite low. Of course, it's a quarterly chart. Ichimoku suggesting a support of the baseline at 400. Now let's see what does the monthly chart tell us. Monthly chart also has a support base of around 500 for the stock. And if 500 does not hold, then the Ichimoku cloud at 425 and the lower base at 350 odd is where we can see some kind of major support in the stock in case there is a big correction in it. Now, yes, as I said, from the period of 21 till March 23, we can see that stock didn't do too much out here. You can see sharp up move, false breakout, and a false breakdown also took place at the same time in the stock with the Hindenburg news which came in. So false breakout, false breakdown. So in classic harmonic patterns, we call it a double X pattern, where there is a false breakout followed by a false breakdown. Sorry, reverse uh, X pattern. It's called a reverse X pattern, not a double X pattern. A reverse X pattern that took place in that. Now, let's look at the weekly charts and try to ascertain where the support is for the stock. And interestingly, yeah, the support comes in down at 600 in the weekly. Crucial support out here. 600 doesn't hold, then we are talking about 550 odd levels as to 500 as the next major support in it. Then below that is a huge support sitting at 450 in case these levels do not hold. But as you can see out here, that this was a area of breakout at 575. So pullbacks to this zone, if they do occur, we'll see some good buying coming in the stock. Now let's have a look at what the daily tells us. Interestingly, in daily, if I just switch off the Ichimoku for a second, you can see the highs from March 2024 have always, this trend line has always seen some kind of rejection. This was the election result, one very sharp, but otherwise, stock tends to pull back down and again take off, again retest. So right now, very close to that wall out there, and the support now in the daily time frame is at 635, and then 600 to 550. So 550, 600 looks like a cluster support among all time frames for the stock. Before I delve into the hourly time frame for the stock, I'd like to say something about the open interest which is there in the options. So the options, the July settlement which started yesterday, the highest C option is at 700, and in the put it's at 550. But yesterday, in this small move, the stock of 1.5%, there was a significant short covering in the calls of July settlement. The future data for yesterday, that is the June 28th, saw significant short covering also in futures, while 5-day data is completely flat, not much change happening there. So it was more of a rollover as the June settlement was coming to an end. Now let's just have a look at what the hourly is also telling us. In the hourly, there is support at 650, 640, and as per Ichimoku, and then it's quite low, out here at 600 out here. So it's very crucial for the stock in the immediate short term to hold the levels of 635, 640. Failure to hold these two levels would attract a decline towards 600 and this 580, which we discussed as the monthly breakout area. Now, wherein lies the resistance and upside for the stock? As you can see that this trend line is around 685 for the 80 to 85 in the hourly. Sustaining above this line will open the stock for a good decent upside, which can also be correlated in the daily time frame chart. As you can see, from June 3rd, the high close of 670, again a retest on June 12th. Then after that, yes, there are two candles, we can see three candles rather, 13 June till 18 June, where this level is, continuously seeing some kind of pressure, 675. So 675 to 685 is that zone, trend line zone. Plus, we haven't been able to witness any significant close above this area. As you can see, 675, all candles getting pulled back from here. So above this level, the stock could resume a major uptrend. Or the idea, like I would look an idea of, if I were to go long in the stock, would be either above this zone of 675, 685, or on pullbacks towards 600, provided 645 does not hold. If it fails to hold 645, then it would be a good shorting opportunity in the stock for downstairs. Right now, if I take a bearish stand on the stock, which I don't want to because of the option data and the future data suggesting short covering, but if I were to take a short punt at right now at 670, my stop loss would be 675 earliest to 685, where this wall is in that case. So a risky affair as per data to short now. But yes, breakdown below 640 would suggest further downward moves in it. One from a buyer's point of view, investors, it would be either in the dip near 600 or aggressive above 685. Now let's try to ascertain where is the resistance. Now the first one is, yes, that's a Fibonacci resistance we can see at 680, which also tallies with our Ichimoku study. And here you can see the immediate upsides, if it sustains above the trend line, would be around 700, then 815 is the next Fibonacci, and above that also a lot more could be possible if we just try to, as we progress ahead and we add more and more Fibonacci resistance to it from here. So would be interesting to see how this parallel line going forward matches with the stock. Coincidentally, if you look at the stock, that the stock has not done too much corrections. Okay, this is one of the corrections which we saw in 18 to 20. Then some side, then a sharp one in 21, 22. That's the Ukraine war with Russia, and then there is the Hindenburg thing. Otherwise, the stock is not into too much of correction. Yes, in the lower time frames, yes, like global as markets progress, but in a larger picture, it's been a investor's delight stock with little pullbacks and more rallies going forward. Now this is I hope this video is of help to you. So please do like it, share it, and do follow me for regular stock ideas. Disclaimer: this is not a trading advice or investing advice to you. Please do your research thoroughly. This is purely an educational video based on the multi-time frame study of Ichimoku and the use of Fibonacci, a combination of both. Please do your study properly, manage your risk, and always respect the support and resistance levels. Until then, happy investing.